My name is Yusef Edwards, and welcome to part 1031 of the American Show. Now let's begin. So, so Susan Queen was walking around the living room. She was just taking a walk around the house after her death and subsequent resurrection. She was just, she felt like she wanted to walk around the house for a while. So that's what she did for a couple minutes. Then she was called down to eat some breakfast. And of course, her mom and her dad, Alpha Queen, uh, was, they were about to eat breakfast. They were about to eat breakfast and they were about to eat. So, that's what they did. And so she came down to East Breakfast with her family, and and she sits down, and they still can't believe that she's alive and what happened. It's unbelievable to them, and so they just asked a couple questions. Are you ready to work? Of course, to that question, Susan said, "Yes, yes, I am." Um, so So everything is going great. And then Randy Gold calls her. Then she hears the phone ringing, I should say. And Randy Gold is calling her on the phone. So she picks it up and she answers it, of course. She says, "How you doing? Are you ready for the American show?" Of course, Susan said yes. And They so she finishes her breakfast along with her dad, who's ready to go back to work by that point. And he decided that he was gonna you know, drop that he was gonna do drive her to work since he was going there too, of course. And so that's what he did. So he opens the door and they left. They hopped in the car and they were going to the Alpha Queen studio. They get there and it's like the sun is like blazing. It's too bright, but it doesn't necessarily affect them because it's not too bright for Susan. That is because she is not affected by it for some reason, which is weird to her. She's like, why am I not being blinded when I look at the sun? Because usually that happens to me. That is weird. Oh well. She goes into the studio along with her father and waiting and she makes a big line to her dressing room. Um she's ready to work. She's ready to go and work. Okay? So she makes a big line for her dressing room and she just starts the day with preparing herself for the show. And of course she prepares herself. She breathing, and then she's like, "Okay, cool, I'm ready." So she gets back out her dressing room, and waits for, of course, Randy Go to arrive. She does arrive, and all of a sudden, rehearsal starts. They are like, have a good time, talking to each other, talking to the rest of the crew, and they do their monologue, one take, of course. After that, they go back to their dressing rooms and they are ready for the show. Fast forward to the season premiere, the episode, of course, and the show is starting. The show has is about to begin. They go out of the dressing rooms, as I just said before, and they do the show. They do the monologue, they do the songs rather, and that was it. They welcome the guests. They welcome the guests and they talk to him. They talk to Ricky, who at that time was making a new album. Ricky Mack was making a new album at the time, and of course, he's like, "Cool, no problem. This is great. This is kind of cool, man." And he performs the song. He performs the song afterwards, and the show is going off on a hitch. It was pretty cool. Everything was going great. Then the performance ends, and as always, the show ends as they're waving goodbye to the audience and the camera as the credits are rolling. And that was it. The camera gets shut off. The audience are still applauding them and cheering for them, and they are leaving the Alpha Queen studio for the evening. Susan catches Ricky and says, "Have you talked to your brother lately?" And he says, "No, um, no, um, I want to, but I've just been so busy." "Well, what do you do now?" "No problem." And so together they make a plan with Randy Gold to so they so they make a plan to get so they make a plan. Um, as Randy Gold is leaving, she grabs her. Well, she grabs her and says, listen, we're going to visit. We're going to pay a little. Mm, mm. We are going to. Sorry about that. We are going to visit Patrick, if you don't mind. I'm going to need you to call your sister and say that we're going to visit Patrick just to see how he was doing. And then, of course, Randy Gold says, "No problem. I'll make sure to do that for you guys. Don't you want to see him too?" "Yeah, I love to. Yeah, I'll make sure to do that. Don't worry about it. I'll make sure to tell her. I'll make sure to tell her that we're going to the prison to visit him." And so they are leaving the African studio now. And of course, she is driving. They all have their separate cars. And Susan has her truck. So she gets in her truck and she's driving home. Of course, Alpha Queen had already left by that point, and he is waiting. Well, he is and he's already home. So he is already home, and he is, you know, and she's about to go home. So she gets in her truck and goes home, and and um and that was it. She drives to the house. She she gets out of the car. She is arriving home. She knocks on the door. She gets out of the car. She knocks on the door, and her father answers it because, of course, he arrived before her to cook them both dinner. He wanted to get a head start so he can cook dinner for them all. And so he opens the door, he welcomes her in, and she puts her jacket on on the coat rack, of course, and she sits down on the couch for a while and watches some movies that was on that evening. Of course, those were movies from Mexico because movies from America didn't necessarily decide to get off the ground because movies are banned in America by this time, and as we all know, and so they were only playing movies from Mexico and only movies from Mexico. And after that, she turns the TV off, gets up from the couch, and goes to the kitchen table. She sits down on a chair, and for the evening, her mother and father and herself eat dinner together. After that, she is ready to go to bed. She is exhausted. So that's what she does. She is she is ready to go to bed, and she goes into her room, gets dressed in her pajamas, and goes to sleep. And she does indeed go to sleep. To be continued. Hello everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, leave a big thumbs up, of course. Subscribe to my channel if you're so inclined to do so. And comment down below telling me what you like about the video or hate about the video. Share the video also. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.